Hello. So today we will be going over the general settings in request for proposal. So right under here, this is on the first page. So when you're first creating or editing a request for proposal, you'll go all the way down, past screening and scoring, to general system configuration. So first one we have is copy of emails to co-presenters. By default, this will be unchecked, and the emails that are sent out will only go to the primary presenter. If you are allowing for the proposals to be editable, the co-presenters with this box checked will also receive that information, which includes if you have the passcode enabled. Also, if you have request RSVP, that will be included as well. So any emails that the primary presenter would be receiving, it would also allow for the co-presenters to receive that as well. Down here will be the make proposals editable. If you want to allow for presenters to return and edit their request for proposal submission, you can select editable or editable until submission completed. So basically what it'll do is it will give an option to save without submitting. So let's say that they have a document that needs to be uploaded, but they don't have it at that time, but they still want to get everything else done. They can come back and edit it all the way up until they complete the submission. This one right here will allow them to edit it as long as this request is open. Proposal status page. This will be where they will go when they come back to edit it. So if, let's say they want to check on it, they come back, they enter the code, and they see what? They see submission info, reference info, scoring details if you're allowing for them to see that, score averages and totals, or the file uploads. And that will be also if you're allowing for RSVP and they want to come back and look at it, what would you like them to see? Presenter to prospect. So this is if you are allowing for non-members to make a submission as well. So if we go up right here, the primary presenter member status, if you have open to the public, or if it's as long as it's open to anyone, non-members as well, you can automatically have them stored in the database as a prospect, unless you want to choose a different record type. So if you select a different one, or even if you do prospect, you can also send them a welcome email with user and password. This is not required for them to come back and edit it. So if you do have it editable and you want them to solely have the ability to edit it but not have access to the members area, then you would not want to check this box. However, if you have, let's say, a non-member record type, let's say list only, and you have a special portal for them, and you want them to be able to access not only the ability to edit their submission, but also to view the limited members area for them, you can do that. If you've already been accepting requests for proposal submissions and you come back and decide that you want to add everyone who's not already a member as a prospect or a different record type, and you have quite a few in there that are non-members and you want to add them, you can go ahead and add all. So it'll do the cleanup for it. Reference we went over in the last one. request RSVP. So if you want for submitters to be able to RSVP to attend a related event, you can check that box. So this will be alternate verbiage above the form. So right here is the default verbiage, but if you want to go ahead and edit that, whatever you put in here will replace this on that page. If they RSVP yes, then this would be the email that they would receive. If they RSVP no, then this would be the email that they would receive. Chairman message. So it would include the names and emails of the committee chairs, so your screeners, in the confirmation message. So if you want them to know the names of the individuals who will be screening the request for proposal, you can include that. And then include passcode. So this allows for them to RSVP for a related event if you're allowing for that, and or edit the proposal. The proposal submission confirmation message. So this would be the on the top of the confirmation email. We have a generic thank you message, but you can replace that with anything in here. And then these right here, we will go over in the screening process, but these are just different emails that would be sent out. All right. And then this is also screening related. So we'll go through types. And then this right here. So you have to set up emails that go out when a request for proposal is accepted or rejected. Or if you are doing accepted with reservations, so you can send them an email. And then revise and resubmit. So if they came back, they revised their submission and revised their submission, resubmitted it, this would be the email that they would receive. And then if you want to set a default subject and a default return sender, you can set those up right here. But in order to finalize a submission, like whether it's accepted or rejected, or if you want them to come back and revise it, you'll need to set these up. These would be the scoring fields, and we're back at the main page. Another thing to note is if we go into the main menu and configuration, then we'll come down to proposal system. These right here are options for the overall request for proposal module. So if you want to change the time zone, if you're in a different time zone, typically it's Eastern Standard Time as default, but you can override that with something different. I would recommend using this right here, so include proposals on member info page. So what this does is if someone has made a submission and they're in the database, you want to go ahead and connect that. So let's say go in here and it'll bring up this little tab right here called proposals. So you'll be able to see any submissions that they've made. You'll be able to edit it, view the submission list, etc. But it'll just be attached to that record, so you'd be able to see it in the member info page if you're going through the database. Another thing would be an alternate title for the proposal submission box. So if you call it something else overall, you can set a default right here. And then proposal, if you refer to it globally, something different. And then the alternate verbiage for proposal review link. So it changes the link verbiage for proposal review volunteer link. So if you're accepting volunteers and you want to change what it says, you can go ahead and enter it in there. All right. So next I will be going over the screening and scoring configuration.